Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly wing it number 160 here on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitter. And starting off with us tonight in the big box right there is Mr. Frederick Guimon.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm drawing a cover here. We're having fun, and we're chilling out.
All right.
And, of course, winging it as usual.
Winging it as usual. We also have with us Rondo, the Dabbling Warlock, and Raven. I think all of whom had to step away for just a minute. They will be back shortly.
Well, I'm here.
Oh, you're here? Okay, Raven.
Warlock.
And joining us for the first time tonight, our special guest, Doc Blalock. Welcome, Doc. Where's my button? Where's my button? Here it is. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. How you doing tonight?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm all right. And it's pronounced Blalock.
Blalock. Sorry about that.
No problem. Everybody gets it wrong on the first try.
Welcome to my world, Doc.
Yeah. The first time Good Stuff saw my name, he pronounced it Blalock.
Mine gets messed up a lot too. It says Portis, but people look at it. It's Spanish. It looks Greek, and people mispronounce that one all the time too. So welcome to the club.
Yeah. All our lives, right, gentlemen? All our lives.
Yep. Yeah. So look forward to discussing your book. We'll be doing that at the top of the hour. For tonight, we were going to pick up with the conversation that Dabbling Warlock mentioned last week on the show. I said we'd get into it, but we kind of ran out of time. So
it's my fault. I got carried away with the website. You know?
Well, that website was actually a lot of fun to go over. So hopefully we'll have some fun with the topic. And as usual, this is called the Wing It for a reason. We may just end up straying off into other topics off of this one. And the topic is the input that the DM has when when a player is creating a character for a TTRPG. How much, beyond the rules itself, how much should the DM be putting into that character himself, or should he just leave it alone? And when Warlock gets back, we'll probably jump right into that because that was what he wanted to discuss. And I would like to try and farm that for any storytelling discussion we could come up with as usual. But anyway, for the time being, Frederick, anything you can tell us about what you're working on right there?
Yeah, so this is a cover design for my friend Eric's comic here. He's got Coin Lords, and so he's a Bitcoiner as well, so it's a Bitcoin-themed comic book, and it was kind of appropriate that I draw a variant cover for it. So I've taken his characters and doing I think it's going to be the first variant cover. He's only had one cover so far. He's kind of learning the ropes. He's not like fully versed in the indie comic scene. He's like coming from the Bitcoin scene and he's in love with comics as I am, and he's kind of like learning the ropes, as we say. And I told him about variant covers, and he was like, yeah, would you like to draw one? And I was like, well, hell yeah, let's do it.
So he's new to comics. May God have mercy on his soul.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Rondo is back, and also joining us is Nigel Shillingsworth. I think that's AKA Luvapor. Am I right?
Hello, Nigel.
Oh, hello. How is everybody doing this evening?
Hey,
Pretty good.
He sounds like he's old money.
Smashing.
Where'd you come up with this name? I love it. It's hilarious.
Well, this is the name that was given to me by my dear mama.
So Dear Mama is code for DM, so he's bringing it into today's topic.
Gotcha.
DM kind of named his character.
Quick question, Doc.
Yes.
Have you ever are you into TTRPGs at all?
I used to a long time ago in the 80s.
Gotcha. I did in the early 90s for a while, and then I was out of it for like 20 years until I fell in with this crew, and Otter got me playing them again. So
I'll
unfortunately,
tell
he's
you.
not here tonight. But
I'll tell you what, Doc, you haven't missed much in the intervening decades.
I was just busy for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
He went out to get some milk. And now he's
Yeah,
down.
I went to the store for cigarettes.
Christy says Magic the Gathering. I don't know if that counts as TTRPG, but it is definitely a form of gaming. I'll give you that.
It is not a TTRPG. It's a trading card. What?
It's Pokemon with seriousness.
The
but
seriousness left.
I know Magic the
left,
Gathering
a few
came out
years
first.
ago, my friend. The seriousness has left. It's now Fortnite, the card game.
Doc, you've missed out on a great deal of features in TTRPGs. Now you can choose from a great range of pronouns, and you have special cards you can hold up when hurty words make your pee-pee shrink.
Yeah, it used to be drawn by hand by talented artists, and now it's a AI slop.
Yeah. Nigel, please don't make Doc regret coming on here.
I say.
Rock on. I don't have a sensitivity card that I flash. Just roll as hard as you want to.
Hey, if you don't mind, how did you get into, because you got a book called The Damn Dirty Thing. How did you get into creating?
It's a damn dirty thing. I did comics back in the 90s in the independents. Back before the days of the internet, so everything was FedEx and long distance phone calls, and even a fax machine at one point, I think. And then I got out of it as my career took off. I was a counselor, but I never stopped creating. I'm a fine artist. I paint, I write, I sculpt, and then I drew comics, like I said. And then when the world ended in 2020, suddenly I couldn't give a painting away because everyone was hoarding their money. So one day I super chatted, actually, Ethan Van Sciver, and I said, I wish there was something like Comicsgate for fine artists. And I dropped my link, and he reviewed my art with, Billy Tucci and Artie Bear, and they oohed and awed over the paintings. And Ethan said, and I'll never forget, he said, I don't know what to tell you, man, just come make comics with us. And I went, shit, I know how to do that. So I made a comic. It funded, we fulfilled it, and then a spinoff character in the sequel to that book was the Jake Bishop character that is the star of the noir that I'm writing. The first one is A Damn Dirty Thing. It's all part of the Jake Bishop files. So the next book is already under contract, and it's called Justice or Something Like It. So yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah.
All right. Warlock, are you back yet?
You know who should be here for this? Who should be here for this discussion is Otter, but he doesn't like us anymore. He hates us. He's doing other fancy Otter things, I'm sure.
He's playing video games.
Like a traitor.
I wouldn't call him treacherous yet.
Oh, I would.
He's working on it.
Treachery takes some work, fellas, I'll tell you right now.
He nerfed our magic items. That's treachery enough.
It ain't,
Yes, he did.
It ain't for the weak.
Yeah, he ended up having to do a magical nerf because our characters got overpowered. And then I found this thing on Twitter. It said, DMs, do you ever nerf your characters if they take their powers too far? And I tagged Otter in it and said, well, do you? And then he posted this gif of Shrek giving an evil smile. I'm like,
alrighty, folks, I am back. I apologize.
No worries. All right.
Literally got done right as you were doing introductions.
Well, you are somewhere dabbling.
So.
Yeah, so Warlock, you had mentioned last week you wanted to discuss the interaction between player and DM during character creation.
I did, but to be honest, I slept since then, so I completely forgot what I wanted to talk about. So,
How much should a DM? I think this is the question you asked. How much should the DM like put as a requirement in a character creation? Like you're creating a character, should the DM, if at all, how much or if ever, say no, your character's going to have this or that or whatever?
I think with a lot of things, I think it's. Sorry, I'm trying to marshal my thoughts, and today has not been a good day for that.
I'm trying to think. That's
it's amazing how we can write perfectly fine, put a bunch of words in a row on paper, but when we have to speak, we're like,
actually, no, I've been struggling to do that today too. So, it's for me, TTRPGs are. It's collaborative storytelling with rules, if you want to look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that you are there, the players are there to fill a role. The GM fills the role of all the other characters, and also determining how player actions affect the setting and how and what's going on in the setting and how NPCs are acting or reacting to the players. So there has to be some back and forth between the players and the GM. Most of my gaming has been play by post, and it's been on the Paizo forums. And the way games typically work out there is that if you want to run a game, you put up a recruitment post saying, "Hey, this is what I want to run. These are the character creation requirements, and any other information that you feel is necessary in order for players to know what the game's about," and that kind of thing. So in that way, it's kind of self-selecting, because if a player's not interested in the game, they're not going to apply. Then, of course, you also have the jerkwads who are always like, "Hey, can I play this character?" Even though you clearly said, no, that is not a character that you will allow.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like in general goes, I think that ultimately the GM, the game master, the person running the game, is allowed and should be allowed to say, no, that character concept does not fit the kind of game that I want to run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Or it doesn't fit the world for whatever reason. Like, yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, it's perfectly legal to build like a Captain Kirk in Pathfinder using like a disruptor pistol or something like that, using like all the various spy books and things like that. But if you're playing in a setting where it's low medieval tech, so like late Iron Age up through like medieval period, their gunpowder weapons really don't factor in to things just yet, unless you're over in China. But even
yeah,
then,
I was about to say, over in Asia, they did have some. They did come up with shotguns while everybody else was still using.
Actually, something interesting is so I've been speaking of Asia, I've been listening to a podcast about the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and the water margin of the Outlaws of the Marsh. And one of the things, it was written 12th century, or it was set in 12th century China. I think it was written in maybe 13th century. So 1200s, about the time Marco Polo was getting over there. And thank you for putting that up there, because now I really did. And
you have
gunpowder weapons, and that did and that did filter over through the Silk Road, and I believe like the Mongols also imported gunpowder weapons as well during their various raids into Eastern Europe, and that is early. That is like in the middle of what most people consider like the high medieval period. Right before the Renaissance kicks off.
No, they took that, went, oh, we can make cannons, and then after that, I I might have the order mixed up on this. Then they developed the arquebuses, I believe.
They had rockets, arquebuses, hand cannons, and cannon. So I'm not sure what the timeline of development was, but I believe gunpowder was made late first millennium of the AD.
All I know is they made fireworks and they were cool.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Warlock, you mentioned you were playing on the Paizo forums. Do you need to preface each post with land acknowledgements? Like, we admit before I tell you how your character dies that these servers once belonged to the Lakota tribe.
But they haven't asked me to, and if they did, I am going to be completely honest. I am not going to do it. They can ban me from the site and explain it to my players.
You have to do land acknowledgments for the different owners of the table you're playing around.
Yeah, but no, my. That is
Speaking of which,
there is nobody there. Okay, so I live in so where I live was definitely where Native Americans lived, because a lot of the town and county names around here that obviously aren't like of European origin, they're words from Native American languages. I mean, even Alabama is from a Native American language.
Well, I live in Connecticut. Just listen to the sound of that word.
Yeah,
I mean Connecticut, and I worked for the MAJI-CHAN, so I think there's a little bit of that going on here.
Yeah. So, but the thing is like the land that my family lives on, there is nobody in living memory there is nobody that in living memory that was alive when somebody who actually lived here that was a native that remembers when Native Americans lived here was alive. That's how long it's been since it's, I mean, you could call it stolen land, but if you want to be blunt about it, it was conquered. It was, and that is nothing new through human history. That is something that has happened throughout human civilization.
Yeah, pick any spot on the globe, and you'll. Well, the exception of Antarctica, probably, but for the most part, pick any part on the globe, you're going to see a good deal of that. Anyway, back to the TTRPG.
Yeah. Sorry, we did get sidetracked.
No, we could blame Movaport for that one.
Yes, yeah. I was in Massachusetts for a time, but I thought, that's far too savage. So then I moved to New Hampshire. No.
Yeah. If
really, you thought Massachusetts was too?
I got new footage from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Ready for what's going on in Minnesota?
Oh yes, please tell.
We'll take it from here.
Who the hell are you?
INS Division 6.
Division 6? I never heard of Division 6.
Really?
So
they're
going home.
Yeah, but
Elvis is not dead. He went home.
Yeah. So getting back on topic. I think it should be a collaboration between the players and the GM, but the GM is the final arbiter of the rules. He's also he or she is also the final arbiter of what's going on in setting and what makes sense in setting.
Right. Now, the only time I ever had an issue with DM input on my character, I mean, usually I'm asking the DM, hey, is this cool? Yeah. If not, how about this? Stuff like that. I once had a DM, cool guy and all, but he got a little overbearing where for a one shot, he wanted more and more and more information on the character's backstory. It was going to be a one and done. And he pretty much wanted a whole life story on this throwaway character. I'm like, dude, I don't put this is the kind of thought you put into writing an entire novel. I'm going to use this character once, maybe a second time, and that's it.
Wrangler, I hesitate to point out that your long-term dwarven character opened a Dunkin' Donuts in our hometown.
Okay, he is not getting.
That much thought into my children. Damn it, man.
Let me see. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the depiction of the Dwarven Ranger I play in the TTRPG run by Otter. His name is Dunks. So, so Billy Bob talked me into having Dunks open a bakery, so we called it Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, I mean, if you're, that fits.
Yeah, I had a DM that wanted us to have a big backstory and everything, and then we started the campaign, and the first thing that he did was basically a total party kill.
Why?
Oh, fun.
If you're gonna, if that's how you're planning on opening up the campaign, what you do is you create a bunch of pre-gens, you hand the stack to the players and say, "Hey, pick whatever you like to play. Just know that they're not going to survive the session."
We had that happen.
I start with the total party kill. If you're gonna, we're gonna start with the total party kill, and then you play your real characters. Why not just start with the real characters?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was pushing around his power or something.
Well, part of it is sometimes GMs wind up getting confused and think they're writers.
Oh yeah.
There's also the
problem.
The DMs that think they're playing the game to win. We had this terrible DM that he was out to kill you. Not to create a good game, just to kill your character.
He thought the whole thing was DM versus the players.
Yes, exactly.
Now, we had a situation. Frederick was there for this one. It was a one-off campaign we were doing. It was going to be a gag. It was in a Star Wars setting, and we were all playing Gungans. So, so we put the game together. We got our assignment, and we went and spent like an hour and a half doing shops, prep time, everything. We took off on the ship, got to the planet, landed, and then first thing we saw was some bird-like animals when we got there. One of our players shot at one of the birds, and then all of a sudden 6 more popped up and TPK'd. We didn't get another hit in on them the whole time. It was
because after he shot at the bird, Otter decided he was going to roll to see how many birds there were.
All the birds, apparently.
And the birds were like stacked to the, like they were overpowered. But to be honest, I blame Billy Bob. Like, who the fuck gets out of a ship and starts shooting birds for no reason?
Wrangler, take a look at my subheader now.
Let's see. You should be gonna die.
I dare you to do that in Nigel's voice.
You see people gonna die?
That, sir, is offensive and racist to the highest degree.
Approved.
Congratulations.
But it is hilarious.
Approved.
I generated a picture of a Gungan wearing a 1980s flight jacket, standing in a airfield with an F-15 behind him. I was like, yeah, we got Top Gun Gungan here.
Tom Cruise as a Gungan.
I always wish that what's his name? Freaking what's the Gungan from episode 1?
You can be my
Jar Jar.
Yes, I wish the Jar Jar was a Sith thing actually became real. I think that'd just be the best.
That actually is real. I beg to differ. He would never have animated his lips moving in silence if there was not a meaning to it. The cost it took was prohibitive. There's no reason that he's put all those subtle clues in the first movie if it was not going to pan out.
There was an episode in the cartoons where he was trying to hide, and so he put on a cloak to try to so people wouldn't talk to him because they thought it would be like a Jedi or something. And he gets into trouble, and he falls around and everything. And I think that was the beginning of the idea or really propagated the idea that he was a Sith, because just like in the movie, he's fumbling around, he's doing more and more worse things, and it's just causing the entire scene to collapse, and people are thinking he's an actual Force user.
Well, there's before that. So before the second movie came out, the toys came out before the movie, and they put out a Sith Lord Jar Jar. I have the toy. I bought the toy as a proof. You can't say it never happened. And so they changed the movie, and the toy never appeared in the movie. But I have a toy Jar Jar that has a lightning bolt that you can add to his hands. And he's got the same colored eyes as a Sith. Every other Gungan is fearful for their life around him. And no, I beg to differ. The Sith Jar Jar is 100% true. It was just planted very subtly in the first movie. And he abandoned it because there was so much pushback against Jar Jar that he was like, okay, we're going to.
Well, that was a perfect opportunity. We would have liked them more if that were true.
Right. Yes, I
think
agree.
the reason people couldn't stand him is because he was just too dumb.
I agree. If he would have went through with it, it would have redeemed the character as a villain.
Absolutely.
Speaking of villains, R2's a war criminal, apparently.
Okay. How did he break the Geneva Convention?
Good question. I don't know.
No, seriously, how is he considered a war
Sorry,
criminal?
I meant the Genosis. What's that planet called? The Geonosis Convention. Fucking
yeah. It. To be honest, I haven't looked into it, but it. I'm not sure if it's just a meme or if like people are actually seriously. No, he's a war criminal.
I don't know. Everything he says is bleeped.
Yeah.
He was
well, then
one
you
of the
have
few characters who saw through Jar Jar. If you look closely, like he always hated Jar Jar, and Jar Jar hated R2.
Yeah. But that does remind me. So have you guys ever heard of Mr. Welsh's things I will not do in RPGs anymore?
No.
Mr. Welsh?
He actually has a YouTube channel. He's the guy that's does like a lot of the Mystara videos.
Okay.
So I think his original claim to fame was coming up with like a list of things he was not allowed to do at the table while playing RPGs. And one of them is, I will not convince the party to play R2 units. But yeah, as far as like R2 being a war criminal, honestly, I think it's kind of like the same mode of thinking that led to, everything would have been better off if the Rebel Alliance hadn't won, because it opened the way for the use of Vong. Oh, excuse me. In the EU.
Well, he
First
also
off,
shocked a lot of people.
That does remind me of the reason one of the things I really can't stand about the sequel trilogies. I mean, there's a lot of things, but one of the things is that pretty much all the progress that was made in the original trilogy was just completely undone so they could start it over again.
Yeah.
What was the point?
Because Kathleen Kennedy's a retard.
Yes.
There is that, but honestly, they had the perfect. I mean, apparently George gave them a treatment for the sequel, but they also had like the perfect sequel trilogy in the
Thrawn trilogy,
in Heir to the Empire, the Heir to the Empire trilogy.
Yeah, and if Kathleen was just a retard, we still would have gotten decent Star Wars. The reason we got horrible Star Wars is because she actually hates Star Wars. She hates the property for which she was hired to manage.
Yeah. What she did was actively malicious. It wasn't. That wasn't down to just incompetence.
Which I don't get people who hate something so much that they're willing to sabotage it. I mean, okay, you hate it. You don't have to interact with it. You can just ignore it. You can go work on something else.
Part of it was almost certainly a power trip because she
got paid a lot of money to do that.
She spent years working for George and Stephen, right, as like their coffee girl who interrupted them in the middle of fucking meetings. And she probably got like a big old lady boner over the fact that like she had some dirt on somebody. They couldn't get rid of her, and they had to watch her plow
Her
property
husband
after
is
property.
also very powerful in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean-
So yeah, she probably got off on the fact that they couldn't get rid of her as they had to watch her drive property after property into the ground.
When you take money-making machines, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Marvel, and you damn near bankrupt them, that is not an accident, a whoopsie, or a my bad. That's deliberate. And now, of course, we're seeing it with Starfleet Academy. Let's destroy Roddenberry's legacy completely.
I mean, I would argue.
Yeah, well, that it
Kurtzman's-
happens across the board. I mean, like you said, Star Trek. You also got Doctor Who, which I think Doctor Who may have gotten it the worst out of all the properties out there.
Oh,
But I
geez.
mean, and then the Lord of the Rings, what Amazon did with them. I mean, how is this all happening at the same time across the board? It's almost like it's orchestrated.
I mean,
I kind of want to postulate to all of you. Do you think it is they are so woke that they can't see things any other way, or is it true just maliciousness?
I think
there's both.
I think it's a combination of three things. I think it's they genuinely just view the world through these critical lenses that are absurd, and they assume everybody else does, and the audience will come to it, whatever. I think it is partly maliciousness, and then I think there's a third factor, which is that, well, what they did devalued those properties in real money, TM. What it actually did was cause those companies to gain value in fake speculative money, because it increased their ESG ratings, which meant that BlackRock included them in funds, in retirement funds. So people just checked a box like, yeah, sure, I'll support responsible companies. Well, if Disney's on that list, if whatever's on that list, and a bunch of people are investing in their retirement accounts and just checking a box going like, I'm a good person, it increases the stock value while tanking the value of the actual intellectual properties owned by that company. So it's a weird fake money, real money dichotomy.
At Kennedy's level, it was, she believed, I honestly think this, that she believed that they were leaving money on the table by not reaching out through the DEI crowd, the woke, whatever. We'll appeal to them because we already have the Star Trek or the Star Wars fans or whoever, right? And then when she hands it to the writers or the directors, that's where the DEI woke tartary happens. And she just greenlights it because, yes, that's what we're looking for.
But when you hire activists instead of actual writers, you're just going to get activism and nothing but.
Correct.
J.J. Abrams was just an idiot. Ryan Johnson was the faux auteur, like,
oh gosh,
I who was quoted as in the past saying he wanted to make a film where half the audience loved it and half the audience hated it. Like, okay, Mr. the self-involved film school guy. Like,
he is unironically.
Then you do that with your own property.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing. Kathleen Kennedy, that's an example of her profound incompetence, was handing one of the most culturally important intellectual properties in the West to a fat-headed idiot like fucking Ryan Johnson.
I think it would be God's own little joke if the IP became so devalued that George Lucas was able to buy it back at a profit.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Half of the purchase amount was in stock, though. So stock gets devalued.
Well, yeah. But it would, we've talked about this in my circle too. There's really no saving it at this point. It would have to be a complete slate wipe with a sincere apology and entirely new creators before anyone's going to buy back into going to a movie to see a Star Wars movie or a Star Trek movie or a Marvel movie, and we're just not going to see that.
I would
have to mind wipe
I would say
all the
you have to
people
let
who
the
watch those movies so they'd forget everything they'd seen.
Yeah, I would say, you would have to put all these properties like on ice for like 10 years. Just let everyone kind of forget that they even existed before you could do something like that, Doc.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And
I don't think you could do it with Disney. Disney should sell the IP. And
yes, all of them.
Well, one of two things is going to happen. One, Disney is going to keep hemorrhaging money until they effectively have no other choice. Or two, new leadership could come in and take a look at what's happened, all the terrible decisions that were made, and say, okay, this has got to stop. So first things first, we are going to take a look at like the properties, who was in charge, who was involved, find out exactly where mistakes were made, get rid of the people who were making the mistakes, and just start find a core of creatives that you can build
fresh.
You can build around. Yeah.
And here's the best way to do that, by the way. You hold a staff meeting, you invite everyone that's involved in creatives, and you take their coffee orders. Anyone that orders a soy latte is immediately fired. Anyone that orders tea instead of coffee, get the fuck out. You start
anybody whose order is longer than like 3 items.
Yeah, and you just start handing out pink slips.
Hold on a moment. What's wrong with tea?
Well, nothing if you make it right, but the Brits don't make it right.
Oh, shots fired! God damn.
I mean, it's kind of like going up past like Tennessee. You ain't gonna get decent grits.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how World War III was started.
Yes, well,
right.
we make our tea the correct way by giving a Chinaman opium until he hands it over.
All right. So who was it that made the comment about grits?
That'd be me.
Okay. All right. What your name's not on screen right now. I don't know voice.
Dabbling Warlock.
Dabbling Warlock. Okay. Thank God and amen. If you put sugar in your grits, I don't want to know you. The only acceptable things for grits are butter, salt, pepper, and maybe cheese. All right.
Cheese, definitely. I agree with you
no,
there.
cheese, definitely.
I'm very sorry. I put Tabasco in mine as well.
That's also.
However, I am from New England, so sometimes I'll use maple syrup. But that's, I'm from the land of fluffernutters. What do you expect?
Yeah.
All right, maybe we can forgive you. I don't know. Just don't bring it down here.
Look, it's cold up here. His brain's half frozen half the time. It's got frostbite damage. We can't blame New Englanders for New Englander things.
Well,
really,
I want to say hail to Fu Man Blue and welcome to the ultimate Kahuna.
Hello.
God damn it! Put on a shirt. What the hell?
Please don't drop your phone.
Wait, I'm trying to remember if that actually happened before or not. I've dropped my phone, but have I done it while in the shower?
No, you've been in the shower and you've dropped your phone, but you have not done the two at the same time.
Okay. We do not cross the streams. There's lines.
Kahuna, you're not allowed to start your OnlyFans on this show.
Is he allowed to advertise for it? Because I think that's the only way we're going to get him out of the shower.
Wearing clothes on this one. For only $2 a month, you can see him fully clothed instead of partially undressed.
We do not want to see Ultimate Kahuna's Big Kahuna.
Just one? Why is only one look? Anyway, how are you guys doing?
Doing all right. We were talking about the downfall of many IPs You know, all the big ones, how they've been destroyed lately. And Fu Man Blue says that's a big part of the problem. They buy the franchise to print money so they can't justify the expense if they shelve it after screwing up. If shareholders were informed, this would never happen.
Well, I think that's part of the thing is shareholders are starting to wake up to what has been going on. It's like, whoa, what has happened?
Yeah. How are you losing millions of dollars on basically a money-making machine?
Yeah.
Well, it took over a decade for them to realize.
Right.
The conspiracy theorists might say that it was intentional, but I don't know. That sounds crazy.
No,
20 years of
we've all
beating this dead horse with both hands and an open mouth. Yeah.
I think who was saying the 3-part thing? I think the biggest part he hit on was they thought if they kept pushing it, eventually people will just go along with it as a new cultural shift, and it wasn't working.
No, it wasn't. And the thing is like, well, the whole problem with the Overton window is that it kind of relies on, like people kind of moving in step, and that hasn't happened. We've seen one. Admittedly, there are crazies on both sides. I'm not saying there's not crazies on the right, but we've seen the left basically be captured by their crazies, and they have dragged their parties so far to the left that like anybody who was left of center in the 90s is far right, considered far right now.
Yeah, I've said before, like if JFK came back to life and then quoted his policies, he would be called far right by today's left.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. You go far enough left, you get all the way back to two-way firearm owning. You ever see those pages on Reddit? It's the most confusing places I've ever visited. It was like socialism for guns. I was like, I'm curious, so I joined. I'm like, oh my, these people are very, very violent, unstable, and confused.
That's one of the odd things about modern communism is original or like OG communism was very much about the people being armed. So I never understood why the modern left was like, no guns.
It's about people being armed right up to the point where the communists get in power. They don't want them armed.
Yeah.
All I know is I have this clip of Kathleen Kennedy here.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
I think was that the last cool thing South Park actually did.
They still hit every now and again. It's like Family Guy. Family Guy is overall lame now, but every now and again they'll still slap with a joke. They did a
thing about the Somalian daycare recently.
Oh,
did they?
Oh, I thought that was something somebody made with AI.
Oh, it could be. I saw it on Twitter.
Getting harder to tell now. That's the problem. It's like, is this an inappropriate adult cartoon or is this AI? I can't tell.
So, on the topic of Star Wars, this is what I want to see happen in the next 10 years. In the next 5 years, like AI video is going to become like. Remember how long ago it was that we were watching Will Smith trying to eat spaghetti, and it was like the jankiest shit. And now we have like the Skybrows Amelia video. So in another 5 years, I think people are just going to be able to make straight up movies. At which point, Disney's going to be fucked because somebody's just going to make a pirate film trilogy of the Thrawn books and put them out, and people are going to be like, "Oh my god, Star Wars back!" Yeah. And Disney had nothing to do with it.
They're going to remake Game of Thrones the right way as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
animation overload.
Is there a right way?
AI is a tool. AI is a tool that can help with that, but you don't even need that. Before I ever joined this kind of community and during this era of my life, I was involved in about 5 or 6 indie Star Wars films from back around 2012 to 2016, and those guys, most passionate creators you'll ever find, and some of the stuff that they were able to make, unbeaten. unbeaten as far as like quality and like what you can expect from an indie film project, just even a short film. I was like, holy crap!
That's why
that's
why the best Star Wars Disney has put out was the one where they just got a bunch of independent anime studios to make shorts.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys heard of Axanar?
Yes,
I have. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I heard good things about it, and
what is this?
That turned into a big, a bit of a legal issue where Paramount didn't want them doing it, and I think it's because Axanar was making them look bad.
Yep, agreed.
That's pretty much it. The guy who's doing it is only allowed to do 2 of them ever.
Yep, and it used to be a regular thing. People can make fan Trek films all the time.
George Lucas was very open for
the settlement
fans
was
to do their interpretation because that's how all filmmakers started. That's how these guys started as well. Like they're very understanding. We want a new generation of creators.
You know what?
We have to give them a little bit of leeway here.
Because they know the disdain that most modern fans have for the IP. So if a fan project comes along and ruins it, quote unquote, by making a much superior, albeit shorter and less funded piece of art and media, yeah, it sets it off. But peace out, fellas. I gotta get going.
All right, have a good one, man. Doc, you were about to say something?
I was going to say the settlement with the Axanar people was that they can make content, but they can't make it any longer than 30 minutes per pop. So their whole big movie they were doing got foobarred, but they're taking their time and they are making the story, but they can only do it in 30-minute installments.
Honestly, their stuff is some of the best.
It is
that I've seen.
It is. That's Star Trek.
Yeah.
If I may, back on the topic of TTRPGs. Sorry.
That's fine. We ramble.
I would reject the baseline framing of it as a collaborative storytelling game. That exists in games like Fate and the like. Mm-hmm. But to me, the ultimate good that a TTRPG can present is a framework by which somebody can engage with a story and immerse themselves, hopefully in a nuanced, multi-layered way. So, you've got somebody can just immerse themselves in the story and do whatever their character would do, and that might work out well if they're not playing an asshole. But but it becomes eventually this sort of interesting balancing act where you are fully immersing yourself, but then you've got these sort of background processes running in your mind by like, what is my character doing and will this make for a good story? And also scanning for opportunities to help the other players, to help the other PCs shine if you're doing it right. But for me, the thing that keeps me coming back to TTRPGs are those moments of full immersion where you can see, taste, and smell, and like fully, where you fully immerse in your character for just a moment, and you are transported. That to me is the true magic of TTRPGs.
Immersion is key. Fu Man Blue says that you won't find people like that like the brand they're working on anymore. They actually resent having to do it. They blame the fans because the fans are the reason the IP exists, and they can't get work on non-DEI sets. So this stuff is all there for them. And this is kind of also applying not somewhat to TTRPGs, because look at what Wizards of the Coast is doing. They're doing the same stuff too.
Well, that's kind of the interesting thing is like, why would you work on something that you actively hate?
I don't know. Probably because of the culture. I think they hate the culture behind it, and they want to turn it into their own ideals.
And I think sometimes it's these are the only ways that like these DEI people can only like get jobs, and this is high. What is it? This is like what's the word I'm looking for? because these are so big, it could like open their doors to other work. So I think that's why they're like, oh, I have to work on this thing because even if this doesn't pan out, I can get rehired for some other thing.
Yeah, that. I'm going to be honest.
They're just trying to use it as springboard to get to the projects they actually want to do, and they just see it as in the way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that, or like, hey, I've worked on the Star Wars thing. Maybe I can get hired for the Star Trek thing and keep working in Hollywood.
Fu Man Blue says it best. Everyone loses with DEI.
Yeah.
And it's weird how it does the opposite of what it says it's supposed to do. It's the whole DEI identity politics stuff. On the surface, it sounds good. It's like, oh, we want to be inclusive. We want to make sure everyone's having a good time and everyone's going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But what does it do in reality? It just puts everybody at each other's throats.
Oh yeah,
well, the other thing is
racism was on life support in the late '90s, and then modern, and then the neoliberals were like, oh shit, we'd better get that back on its feet so we have something to complain about.
Yeah, we got to resurrect man.
The thing is whenever you have a policy like that in place, there's always going to be a question in the back of everybody's minds of, did this person get hired because they're competent? Doesn't matter how competent they are. Doesn't matter how qualified they are. They could be the most qualified person for this job. But if they check one of those DEI boxes, there's always going to be the question in everybody's mind, did they get hired because they were competent and were the best person for the job? Or did they get hired because they checked the box?
Which breeds racism. Because if you're in 1989 and you see a black airline pilot, you know that black airline pilot is there because he's a very qualified pilot. If you see that same pilot in 2025, you gotta ask yourself, right? And that's not because you're judging them because of their race. It's because the policies that are in place make you doubt the existence of that meritocratic selection.
I used to listen to a lot of talk radio, and Rush Limbaugh said on a few occasions, forced tolerance breeds contempt. And sorry to say, it looks like he was right.
If I see a Waffle House chef, grill operator that's not missing several teeth, I don't trust the cooking.
I have a prison tattoo that says bunny on it.
Yeah. If they have all their teeth, you know they were a DEI hire is what I'm saying.
I walk into a Popeyes and the employees aren't rude, I don't know that I'm going to get good chicken.
Anyway, we're coming up on the top of the hour. And Doc, you got some books you want to talk about, right?
Only if you guys want to talk about it.
Oh, we want to talk about it.
I'm not here to take over.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to duck out either way. It's been a pleasure, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and a great
show. All right. Thanks for joining us, Warlock. You have a good one.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, even though I completely forgot that this was happening.
later, Warlock.
Yeah, that's the reason for like the whole thing's lining up very poorly time wise.
Hey, Warlock, do you have anything to plug before you bounce?
The first short story I've ever written is going to be published on Substack this Friday.
Nice,
cool.
All right, put the link in the private chat so I can drop that in the live chat.
Just give me 1 second. I will get that.
And Warlock, before you go, what part of the South are you in?
Alabama, Central Alabama.
Okay, all right. I'm just outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, oh, not that far away from me.
Right.
And while you're grabbing that link, Fu Man Blue said that would make sense if there was anyone else outside of the DEI establishment would hire them. They know they can't get work on non-corporate films.
Oh, that's why Hollywood is collapsing.
Yep, and the corpos are just remaking things that have large fan bases, and the DEI hires hate the people that made the big IP. Yeah, it is weird that everyone actively hating the IP they're working on. In fact, showrunners would not hire writers who are fans of the IP they were working on, which made no sense.
Are you at all hopeful about the upcoming continuation of Stargate?
I
Not really.
don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath on that.
I'm mixed.
I assume everything is woke garbage until proven otherwise.
Yep.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that they're going after IPs that had a cult following but were never like that huge, kind of shows that they know that they have exhausted all the goodwill that was in like the bigger IPs. Because I don't think Stargate was ever as big as even Doctor Who. And no offense to Doctor Who, no offense to Doctor Who fans. Doctor Who, I don't think was ever as big as Star Trek and Star Wars.
Correct.
I would argue that Stargate was bigger than Doctor Who in North America.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great night, Christy. Hope you feel better. Those migraines suck.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Hope you do feel better.
Yeah, feel better, Christy.
Yeah, but
all right, and your link is now in the live chat.
Oh,
so guys, go ahead and check out his Substack.
Actually, I've realized it had something in there that might cause things to screw up. So I did post one that doesn't have like the variables.
What do you mean? Oh, is that the wrong link?
The part after the question mark. So
was that the wrong link?
Yeah, but that was my fault, not yours.
All right. Well,
anytime you post a link, anything after the question mark, you don't even need.
Yeah.
Just delete it.
Yeah, which I mean, there have been times where I forgot to do that, and it's just like a wall of text. And it's like,
I know, right?
Why do you need that much info in the URL?
I was sending the wife something that I wanted to put on the shopping list from Amazon. So I just cut and pasted the link without thinking about it. And it came out in her text. It was like a paragraph. It was a page. It was an essay.
It's just, why? I mean, it's not... Okay, there are people who are starting to use browsers like Vivaldi and Brave that automatically block the tracking cookies, but...
See, Fu asked me, Wrangler, are you retarded? Well, does ADHD or autism count?
If it does, I'm in trouble.
We're all in trouble here.
Yeah.
And anyway, like I said, thanks for having me on. And I hope you guys have a great night.
All right, you too, man.
Nice to meet you, Warlock.
All right, nice to meet you too.
All right, adios, Warlock.
Later.
See you in Emmy's Discord.
He wants me to say it in a Ryan Kinnell voice. I don't think I can't do that one. Movaport, can you handle a Ryan Kinnell voice?
Remind me who Ryan Kinnell is.
He's the angry one on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers.
Oh gosh, I don't.
He's the one that everybody thinks is a Fed.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think he's a little too autistic to be a Fed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's his cover.
No, it's because the crazy thing about Ryan Kinnell is that like if you start a conversation with him about like anything, like he has the entire library of knowledge. It seems like it's crazy how much he knows and understands all these properties, and he could do it. Like he knows them all like the back of his hand. It's crazy.
Food said you just need to shout it. Yeah. And speaking of which, that's why I want to resurrect Sam Kinison and have him be the narrator for my audio novel. I'm just going to have him shout the whole damn thing.
Okay. I think I've got it. I listened to a couple seconds. Let's see here. Just when you think that Star Trek Starfleet Academy couldn't get any worse, Wrangler opened a Dunkin' Donuts on the starship.
That should tell you everything you need to know. I think that's one of his favorite sayings. Fu says, yeah, Ryan is sharp as hell. So, Doc, let's talk about your books.
Okay. Only if you want to. I don't like to be pushy.
Doc, come on. We want to hear about your book.
Oh, well done, sir. Well done.
Depends.
That
Is
is
there a lot of violence?
That is the
though?
best Patrick Warburton impression I've ever heard.
Yeah, so the book is a novella. I think it's 116 pages, which seems to be my sweet spot. Matter of fact, when I was talking to my publisher after this one was going to press, I said, well, the next book is novel length. He said, can you cut it back to a novella? Because it's more cost effective for them to do that. And the idea is we're going to do 3 and then a collected work, 3 and a collected works, et cetera, et cetera. But A Damn Dirty Thing is a noir that is set in an alternate 1947, right after the war. And in this alternate 1947, they have the aesthetics. Everything looks like 1947, but they have our technology.
Oh.
So a computer is called a data type, and the internet is the electrosphere. And they have cell phones. Magic also exists. It's rare. It's like Eddie Van Halen talent rare, but it exists and it's known to exist. And our man Jake Bishop, the protagonist, is able to use magic, but no one trained him, so he calls himself a ditch wizard. But
I like the terminology.
He's a private investigator, and in this book, we pick up his story 10 months after his office was firebombed by a mob boss, killing his secretary and his partner. And they tried to kill him, of course, too, but they should have made sure, because now he's back for revenge. And, of course, he needs a new secretary, and he places an ad, and this mysterious and beautiful, stunning, super intelligent woman, Portia Vance, responds to the ad, and he hires her, and they go on the hunt for Morelli, and hijinks ensue.
I gotta tell you, that is just a really cool name for a noir story, Portia Vance.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I put a lot of stock in names, so I will go through dozens and dozens of ideas in my head for names of characters or places before I settle on them. The city that we are operating in is Solomon City, and it's kind of an analog for Baltimore. If you just wipe Baltimore off the map, drop Solomon City there. And Jake Bishop's neighborhood that he operates in Solomon City is called Iron Gate. So yeah, that's his stomping ground.
All right. Now, is this available now?
Yeah, anywhere books are sold except Walmart.
Okay, I wanna pull it up on Amazon. Let's see.
Looks like it's also on Kindle.
Yeah, it's like I said, anywhere you can get books, you can get it. Barnes and Noble, Amazon. I forget all the place. I'm terrible at shilling for myself, guys. My publisher told me, you got to get out there and shill too, Doc. But I suck at it. You don't really want me doing it.
Dude, I understand completely. I can sit here and talk about other people's work, no problem. Get excited for it. When they ask me give an elevator pitch on my own books, I'm like,
Really? Yep. So I've got a video here I can share with you.
Sweet.
From the comic book. Let me share screen.
So you have a prose and a comic version?
Yeah. All right. Sharing screen. You'll have to tell me when you've got it pulled up. I've only got the one monitor.
Okay, it is up.
All right, here we go.
In fact, let me kill the background music here. All right.
Yay.
All right. Now, oops, where is there we go. Okay. So, you said he has some magical ability, he calls himself a ditch wizard.
Yes.
What are his abilities, if you can tell us without putting spoilers out there?
Oh, there's no spoilers. He, it very limited. Someone had made a review on Amazon. They said, "Oh, this is Sin City meets the Dresden Files." No, he is not. He is not Jim Butcher's Dresden. He is not running around solving supernatural cases, and he handles normal cases, and he happens to use a few tools. One of them is shadow stepping. That's a form of teleport. He can, excuse me, lay glamours on himself or other people that make him, say, inconspicuous, not invisible, just you won't notice him unless you're looking for him. Or he can hang one on himself that makes him intimidating, so he can walk down a rough section of town and nobody will fuck with him. He can place tags on things so that he can listen, eavesdrop, that kind of thing. But he can't zap someone with eldritch power. One of the things he can do is anything that's man-made and put together, he can disrupt it. So guy pulls a gun on him, he can just gesture and the gun will just disassemble itself in his hand.
That is handy.
Yep. So when someone said he doesn't carry a gun, he doesn't need one. His hands are attached. He can just wave his hand and your gun is useless.
Now, he's got limits on that?
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Luvapor.
Said, are there audio versions?
There will be. We are going to have not just an audio book. It'll be a whole kind of radio drama with Foley effects and everything. And we have some of the best voices in the community signed on to do voices for it. So it's going to be good.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Now, what's going on, Maji? Good to see you. Fu says, with great skills like that, does it make it harder to write challenges for him?
Yeah, he doesn't have he can't read minds. He can't turn invisible or whatever. He still has to figure shit out. He's solving mysteries. He's tracking things down. And honestly, the only reason that when he was created, he was a side character in Elizabeth Payne's story from Pariah, Blood and Mud. She is a witch of horrific power who is hell-bent on revenge for what was done to her. And the police are out of their depth, so they call in this private investigator, and he happens to be magic. As I was writing that sequel, I went, this guy's really interesting. Let me take a time out and write a whole world for him. So that's where A Damn Dirty Thing came from.
I could probably do something. Let's see if I can. They say the early bird catches the worm. Now, I'm typically partial to a porterhouse myself, but when the worm is a 5'9" leggy redhead calling you on your electrosphere phone, well, I'm inclined to wind my alarm clock.
Yeah, Bishop has lines like, "There's nothing more deceptive than the obvious."
I like that.
Yeah,
that's very quotable there, Doc.
Yeah, he was in the story. In this story, he's talking about things kind of start to get close between him and his secretary, and he doesn't want that. He's crossing a line, so he says, "Nothing happened between us, but just barely." Yeah,
Yeah,
I patterned him after a combination of people. Richard Blaine from Casablanca, Rick, and Jake Barnes from The Sun Also Rises. Jake Barnes, he has that great line. He goes, "It's one thing to be all hard boiled in the daytime. It's quite another thing at night. Try it sometime."
Yeah. So how many in this series are you planning?
Until I die.
Oh,
The next two are already written and in the bank. The next one is called Justice or something like it. The one after that is called Play a Deadly Game. And then the fourth one, I've already got the outline going on it. So I'll start writing it probably this week.
Now, Doc, have you ever heard? There's an audio drama, and it's a more recent one, although obviously it's from this century at the very least, and it's from an outfit called Decoder Ring Theater called Blackjack Justice, and I feel like you might enjoy that.
I haven't, and here's another thing. I'm glad you said that. To my great shame, I had never read. The Godfather, the King of Noir was Raymond Chandler when his character Philip Marlowe. The Big Sleep, Poodle Springs, all that stuff. I had never read a Marlowe book, so I thought after I was published, I said I need to kind of know who in the hell else is in this genre. So I listened to an audiobook and I found these people that do the full-on production. It's all the characters are voiced differently. It's got the Foley sound effects, the soundtrack, the music, and I loved it. And I have listened to all of them now.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones from old time radio too, like Boston Blackie is one I listen to a lot of.
now I'm wishing that James Esparza was here tonight because he loves radio drama. He's working on making a few of his own. He listens to a bunch of the old timer ones, and he has a very true appreciation for the art behind it.
James with the pug icon.
How was that?
James with the pug icon.
Yeah. So he would love this discussion right now.
I was like when I saw he wasn't here this week, I was like, oh no, is it because I called him an asshole 2 weeks ago?
Well, when are we not calling each other that?
So
I call myself that early in the morning every single day. It's what I use instead of coffee.
So there is an excerpt, an audiobook excerpt. If I can make my computer participate with me here. Oh, come on. I got the server not responding thing.
Yep. Modern technology. It works great until it doesn't.
Yep. I've got the spinning wheel of death. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I've got the spinning wheel of death going. I'm scared to touch anything.
Yeah. I've had a few times where, especially on my old laptop, my computer would freeze up, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting here not even realizing it's still talking, but everybody else is just seeing me frozen on the screen for the next 5 minutes.
Wrangler, if you will go to fundmycomic.com and search for A Damn Dirty Thing and scroll to the bottom, there is an audiobook sample at the bottom that we can play a little bit of if you want.
Okay.
Which is what I was trying to bring up before my computer decided to take a dump.
There we go. Damn dirty thing. Yeah, this would be a lot easier if I'd stop doing the sausage fingers when I type. Mashing
my friend got me
keys at once.
Yeah, my friend got me a keyboard that lights up and has the big numbers and letters on it because I'm going blind in my old age, right? Well, it doesn't have the little bumpers around the edge. So I'm a ham-handed typer. I'll look up and it's like a foreign language on the screen where I have hit every key in the world. Yeah, all the way down at the bottom. There it is. Up just right there.
This one. All right.
That would be it.
Okay, let me go back over this tab and kill my background audio before I play that. All right. And here we go. Can everybody hear that all right?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Money. It's always about the money. There was no movement in Morelli's official banking records, but there was absolutely no chance he was living low. Not Morelli. No, wherever he had planted himself, he'd be living in luxury, and that means money. When the mob moved money off the books, they did it through shadow bankers. There was one such individual used by the Italians, the Irish, and the Russians, and God knows who else. Whitey Doyle. If you needed money moved off the books, Doyle was your man. He operated out of a legitimate pawn shop in the business district of Iron Heights. Doyle's was the place to go if you were a whisper away from ruin, where the last shreds of dignity could be pawned for a breath of borrowed time. I park around the corner and wait. For this to work, I have to be sure that Santos still has some of his boys keeping an eye on me. I smoke a cigarette before finally getting out of the car. I walk past the pizza place and the liquor store that sells lottery tickets before entering the innocuous storefront. Two suits stand opposite in the shade of an awning over the entrance of a shoe store. Good. Inside, the shelves are filled with radios, data types, electronics, and collectibles. The walls hold rows of musical instruments. A glass counter encases glittering ranks of gold and silver rings, each of them a testimony to heartbreaks and breakups. Behind the glass counter were racks of rifles and pistols, and a 4-foot-tall Dolores. Well, Jake Bishop, how the hell are you, boy? If asphalt could talk, it would sound like Dolores. She was Whitey's sole employee and the only muscle the place needed. Her face, wrinkled and tanned, is adorned by too much makeup in a vain attempt at preserving a youth long departed. Her hot pink blouse and skirt, pearls and pumps, ridiculous on anyone else, are perfectly natural to her. Hiya, Dolores. Is he in? I smile in spite of myself. This old battle-axe had sent more than one shoplifter or troublemaker to the hospital with lead in him. Yeah, he's in the back balancing the books. She wags a skeletal, nicotine-stained finger at me. But don't you be causing no trouble, Jake Bishop. Relax, Dolores. I'm not here for trouble. Just talk. She casts a gimlet eye and pushes a button under the counter. There's a buzzing sound and the door marked private opens. Thanks, doll. I know the way. Aged floorboards creak under my feet as I pass row after row of shelves piled high with pawned goods. This place smells old and musty. The only light streams in through windows high on the wall to my right, dancing through beams of perpetual dust. Doyle's private office is as luxurious as decades of collecting the forfeited collectibles of the desperate could provide. An opulent space more suited to Beacon Hill than a downtown pawn shop. A decadence of comfort. Doyle got his nickname, Whitey, for his thick coif of snow-white curls, not for his Hollywood tan or movie star mustache. Hello, Doyle, I greet, plopping down in one of the thickly padded maroon leather chairs opposite his oversized mahogany desk. He closes the topside data type and ledger he's been working on and leans back in mild surprise. Jake Bishop, he returns the greeting with thinly veiled disdain. How can I help you? Wanted to talk a little business, I reply. Unless you're looking to pawn that ridiculous fedora, we have no business. He smiles, lighting a thin cigar with a jeweled lighter. I like my hat. Of course, forgive my sarcasm. How can I help you? He repeats. Well, Doyle, it's like this. I'm hunting Morelli, and he's gone to ground somewhere. Having a hell of a time getting a bead on him, too. I did some checking, and he's not moving money out of his personal accounts. I lean forward with my elbows on his desk, fixing him with my stare. We both know he ain't holed up in some roadside shithole, so that means he's getting funds. I reach over and use Doyle's expensive lighter on my cheap cigarette. There's some cheap philosophy for you. What would make you think I know anything about that? He bluffs coolly. Don't play dumb, Doyle. Everyone knows you're the cookie pusher for the outfit. What you're going to tell me is where are you sending the funds? Now you're the one being foolish if you think I would help you, he retorts. Any possible dealings I might have with alleged clients are confidential. Geez, Doyle, less than 5 minutes with you and I already feel like pasting you a few just to take the edge off a crummy afternoon. I begin to rise. Whitey recoils in his chair at the same moment. I hear the hammer being pulled back on a pistol. Don't you lay a finger on him, Dolores says from the doorway, a huge 45 in her tiny hand. Okay. I told you, no rough stuff. I sit back down and smile. You're right, Dolores. There's no need to get messy. Doyle relaxes somewhat as I flick ashes on his expensive rug. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to tell me what I want to know, and I'll walk out of here looking disappointed. Or you'll keep quiet, and I'll walk out of here celebrating. What? He breathes. Yeah, you see, 2 of Morelli's boys watched me come in here. They'll know what we talked about. If you hold out on me, well, I'll just let the street choir sing any song they like about our little meeting. Not my fault if they get the wrong idea. What the outfit thinks about a rat holding their money is none of my business. It's Dolores who responds. Bishop, that's just plain mean. So's having your friends blown up, I reply, hotter than I intended. But it has the desired effect. Dolores uncocks her heater and lowers it. You know we had nothing to do with any of that ugliness? No, but your client did. I'm going to get him one way or the other, Doyle. How you come out of it all is entirely up to you. Damn you, Bishop.
That's good. You can stop.
Yeah, and while we were listening to that, somebody popped over in the Rumble chat called Lottie Hottie. Said, yo, gang, dropped a link and said, react to this. Put it on stream. No. No. But hey, thanks for giving me a view there. So got to appreciate our beautiful bots.
We've big, beautiful bots. The best bots. With the best bot boobs.
Yeah, I recognize the sound of a Zippo lighter in there flicking.
Yeah. The character Dottie, Dolores, her name is Dolores Whipple, Dottie Whipple. In the next book, we learn that she goes to work for Bishop because he cost her job at the pawn shop because Whitey had to board up and leave. So now he's got a 4-foot-tall geriatric secretary and bodyguard.
Well, she's not afraid to step when she needs to. She's already proven that.
Right.
And Luvapor says Dolores knows where all the crypto wallets are buried.
Absolutely.
Fu said, real men don't use the word pumps. Sorry, Doc. Fail.
They did in 1947. So yeah, that's the world of Jake Bishop.
It sounds interesting. I'm going to have to check. This is book 1, right?
Yes.
So is the version on Amazon, is that the comic book or is that the novella?
It's the novella. This is the actual book you get when you order it.
Okay.
All right, let me blow up your screen there. Boom.
The cover art is by John Dillard. After my own version, which is the one on Fund My Comic, I'm also an artist, but Dillard is better at professional printing illustration than I am, so I had him redraw it.
Is that Portia on the cover with him?
Yeah. On that same Fund My Comic page, there's samples of the comic book pages you can see on there. Shots of Dottie and Portia Vance. Excuse me. I forgot what the hell I was about to say. I coughed it right out of my brain, fellas.
I gotta.
There are
do
still
that. There we go.
8 of the novellas left from the crowdfunding on Fund My Comic available, and they have illustrations in them by different artists in the community. So that one's still available. It's a little bit smaller than this one.
Okay, were you showing something on camera there? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
When you said this one, I thought you were holding something up, and I was on this tab over here.
No.
All right. So, whoops. So there's some panels there. I think I saw.
That's the original cover that I drew. And then
And Porsche looks like a Porsche.
Yeah, man. She's a smoking hottie.
The name fits.
And smoking hot and expensive.
Yes.
All right, so we have some sample art here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody had a bad day and they're in traction.
Yep. That's right after he got blown out the window.
Yeah, so a few magical abilities doesn't save you from getting blown out a window, apparently.
Right. Now, if he were wearing his trench coat, he'd have been fine because it will feather fall him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So kind of the fedora is.
I could use one of those.
Yeah, there's Portia looking all hot in her bikini.
Now, who's your artist? Was this you?
Yeah, I did the drawing.
So you had to write it and draw it at the same. That's got to be a pain in the butt, huh, Frederick?
Yeah, tell me about it. But the trick is that while you're drawing it, you can think more deeply into the writing as well. Like I was developing a lot of the characters while I was actually drawing the book.
Right.
The plot was laid out, but a lot of the backstory was being done as I was drawing it too.
Frederick, you got me to buy Bitcoin at 88. Now it's down to 67. You fucker.
Well, now you can get in for cheaper. Keep stacking.
I know. I'm just teasing.
And this is part of the scene that we just heard play out in the sample, right?
Yes, it is. There's Whitey Doyle and Dolores. And that's my hand, by the way. I needed a panel that wasn't a close-up of a face, so I drew my own hand holding a cigarette.
That's something I could never do. Draw hands.
Mm.
So I can hear her voice in my head, like, "You get away from him, Mr. Detective Man."
Yeah.
And there's the shadow step you were mentioning.
Yeah. There he is disassembling a gun.
Yeah, what are his limitations on that? Is like, I imagine it's like, it doesn't, I would imagine it wouldn't scale up. Like he can't wave his hand and make an entire Abrams tank fall apart or something.
No. He's like I said, he's a ditch wizard, so it's just another tool in his bag. It's not some OP thing that he can just do anything with.
Now, does that only work on mechanical objects, or?
Yeah.
Like, what if he funneled the energy into his hand and clocked somebody?
He's never tried. He's a little bit afraid of the power because
understandable.
Because he doesn't have training. Yeah, that's the Porsche Vance trading card everyone gets.
Yeah, if I had the ability to do that, I would be afraid to clock somebody with that too. I'd be like, I don't want to accidentally kill somebody, and if I don't know what it's going to do, if anything.
Right. He doesn't use his powers. You'll never see him casting a spell on somebody other than laying a glamour on them, but they have to be willing to receive it. So like he needs his secretary to go girl talk with this one lady to get some dirt. And she's like, why would she talk to me? And he says, well, because you'll be her best friend in the world. He gives her a glamour of appeal so that they will want to talk to her.
We got some reviews on here. A masterclass for comic book creators and those who aspire to be. And that's from Mr. Whimsyland himself, Daniel P. Riley, author of Heir of the Dragon. Let's see. All the smoke-filled sultry essence expected from a noir. Christie from Flip City Magazine. And a gritty smoke-filled yarn that evokes a hard-boiled pulp of Hammett and Chandler. That's from Gable Pennyshot.
Mm-hmm. Those are illustrations from the book.
Yeah, that's cool. The first one I see on there, Daniel P. Riley, I'm like, oh, you brought out the big guns.
Yeah, Daniel is a good guy.
He is. He's Maji's in the chat. Sometimes she comes on panel. Yeah, he's been working with her on her novel for past couple years, so that should hopefully be coming out soon.
Nice.
She's put a lot of work into that.
What's this URL that you're at?
Oh yeah, I should probably share this. Hang on. I'm not being a very good YouTuber. Here we go. I'm putting it in the live chat right now.
You're better
This
than
is on Fund My Comic.
Yeah, if you want the comic book or the original novella, the first edition, you can get it here. And like I said, the novella is illustrated. The top two illustrations are by me. I think that next one is from Anthony Romano of Dolores.
Yeah, Dolores, I think, is going to be a more fun character than she seemed at first.
Oh, she is so fun to write.
Real Spitfire.
Yes. Of course, these are pages from the first book, Pariah, Blood and Mud.
And this was his origin. Like the unintentional character that you just loved, and you're like, I'm keeping him.
Yeah. It was one of those things where, the character took on a bigger life than the story he was created to be in.
Yeah, I know how that is. I got one of those characters myself. Well, I was putting together a character for just a scene that was going to be a throwaway character, and she ended up becoming like just as much a main character in the second book.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's such a nice surprise to yourself when you do things like that.
Yeah, I remember my writing style, or my writing method, I should say, is a little bit different from other people. I don't think of a story. I hear conversations, and I think, who said that? Who did they say it to? What's the context? Where are they when they say it? And the very first thing I remember hearing in Jake Bishop's voice was when he was investigating Elizabeth Payne's. To the police, it looks like a serial killer is killing Russian mobsters, but they're using supernatural means to do it. So they called Bishop, and the first line I heard him say in my head was, "The alley is lousy with magic." It was like, who the fuck said that? And so the character was born right there.
Yeah, and this is one of the few types of settings where I don't mind a first-person story. Usually, I can't stand first-person stories, but in a PI detective setting, it just works. Probably because it's somebody recounting a case to you rather than what do we see it in mostly nowadays? The stupid romantasy novels.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, we all had to suffer through Fourth Wing.
Yeah, my publisher even said that the main appeal of signing me was that I wasn't a cozy mystery / romance writer, that it was just good old-fashioned two-fisted, hard-boiled private investigator. And I'm like, that's all I know how to write, bro.
Now, Kahuna was gifted the Fourth Wing by one of his family members, not realizing what it was. And the thing that he faces is whenever he's gifted a book from his family, if he doesn't read it, they don't get him another. So, and then Billy Bob said, all right, you we're all going to read it and review it on stream. And we're like, oh no, don't make me do this. And it turned out I hated it the least. I hated it for completely different reasons, but I mean, I hated it because I saw so much missed opportunity in there. I'm like, got some really cool world building ideas and all this and that, but we can't get away from this damn main character because it's first person, and it's really not meant to appeal to the dudes. All right.
There's just so much trauma.
Yeah, and I'm like, everybody had almost the same character voice, and it was pretty much modern day millennial type of talk.
Yeah, boy.
There was 2 character voices in the whole thing. The students and the staff. that was it. But I mean, I'm looking at the world building in it, and it's a little sloppy, but I'm like, she's got some really cool ideas in here, some things that could be a lot of fun. And what does she focus on? A CSI zoom in on her emotions every time she sees her enemy turned lover standing off in the corner brooding. I'm like, oh. And I think that's why I was like, missed opportunity after missed opportunity. But I'm not her target audience, so what can I say? Her target audience absolutely loves this. So
I know nothing about it. I've never even heard of it.
It's in a fantasy setting where they're dragon riders. They go to a war college, and a lot of them die going through the process, but they end up bonded with dragons. But I mean, it is romantasy. It's mostly about her enemy turned lover. That's the primary focus. But I'm looking at all the world building she did, and I'm like, there's so many cool ideas in here that were just mishandled, and it's frustrating.
I love the dialogue in detective stories.
Yeah, same.
it's like the problem with Portia Vance is with most frails you get brains, gams or dugs. When a dame has all 3, you know you're in trouble.
Why is it always Billy instigating such things? He's the one who convinced me to watch Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and I'll never forgive him.
That's what he does.
Do you remember my half-an-hour rant on that shit? Fuck.
What is Scott Pilgrim Takes Off?
It is a woke retelling of Scott Pilgrim versus the world. That's what it is, and it totally craps on the original narrative.
So, have you guys ever read? You're more likely to know the second author I mentioned, but have you guys ever read Stephen Brushed, the Vlad Taltos Tragera series?
No.
Okay, highly recommend. 2 thumbs up. But he was heavily influenced by Roger Zelazny, the Chronicles of Amber. Ring a bell? No. Anyway, I'm a big fan of both, and they write in the first person, and they do it well, and they do amazing world building while doing that, and that's harder to do. As I was writing, I realized it is not easy to world build from the first person perspective, because you can't give that God's eye view of the world, you know?
Right.
Yeah, highly recommend the Dragera series. Fantastic book series. Been writing it since the 80s.
What's it called again? The Dragera series?
Yeah, just the author's name is Stephen Brushed, Brust. It's easier to find if you just look him up.
I'll pull that up before we close the show out, but I'm just not at the keyboard at the moment.
When I Googled Brust, it pulled up German Brust, English breast.
He's actually, I think he's Hungarian. Hungarian American, but he was friends with Neil Gaiman and who's the chick that was in that same crowd? Emma Bull.
How many in the series?
Oh, I think there's a total of right now. There's 17 books. There's it's only slated to be a total of 18. So he's almost at the end.
That's a hefty series.
Yeah, there are 17 great houses in the world of Dragera, and each house has a book, and then there's one addition, Taltos, after the main character, Vlad Taltos.
And he's still knocking it out of the park?
Yeah, all of them are great except for there's two that are kind of stinkers, but it was he's freely confessed it had to do with what he was going through with his own wife. He got a divorce and blah blah blah. So
yeah, that puts a damper on a lot of things for a while.
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
What a name! What a name! Stephen Carl Zoltan Brust.
Yes, there he is.
Fantasy and science fiction author of Hungarian descent.
Yeah, that's him.
But that is impressive because a lot of sci-fi fantasy series, after you get up around 10 books and people start to go, I'm done with it. Where he's up at 17 working on 18 and people are still raving about it, that is impressive.
Yeah, and then he has 3 books called the Kavrin romances that are written in the style of Alexander Dumas, set in the same world but hundreds of years in the past. And they're really good as well. But the main character in the Dragera series is a human in a world full of elves that are almost immortal, and they're like 7-8 feet tall. And he's this frail little human that may live 60 years at best. One of the great houses is their mafia. It's called the Zhireg. And you can buy titles in the Zhireg. So he has a title in the Zhireg, and he's a mid-level boss in their criminal syndicate. And he funded his way getting there by being an assassin. So he's an assassin with heart. Very relatable, kind-hearted assassin.
Yeah, that you was just a completely different type of thing. But you ever see the movie The Big Hit?
I don't know.
By John, I think it was John Woo.
I don't know.
It was a kind of a mercenary team, but the whole team would just like do a little bit and then send this one guy in, and they make him do all the work every time, screw him out of his pay, but he does all the acrobats and John Wick type stuff to take down all all their targets and stuff. So he's their badass assassin.
Nice.
But he's socially awkward. He wants everybody to like him. So it was interesting.
Nice. Yeah,
it was a good little action comedy.
I'll have to check that out. I don't know that I've seen that.
Yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips was in it, and a couple other dudes, but
The Big Hit. I will look it up.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find. Look, my wife is a media junkie, so if it exists as a platform, we have it on TV. So surely I can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Of course you can find it, and don't call me Shirley.
Like
yeah, I used to have a bunch of them. Netflix. I was like on Netflix like way back, and back when it was less than 10. I was paying $8 a month for it back then, and
yeah. I remember.
then I was paying 12 so I could get the DVD shipped in the mail. That's gone.
Have a good night,
the ancient
Fu Man.
days.
Have a good night, Fu Man Blue.
See you, Fu Man.
Have a good one, Fu. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah,
yeah. Now I don't have any of them unless you count YouTube, which isn't a paid subscription. So
yeah, we did get rid of Netflix after the Cuties thing because that was just a bridge too far.
Same here.
But
that's where I ditched it.
But Netflix, that was the first streaming service I had, and that's where I saw Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, which was amazing.
I just finished watching it.
Yeah, it kind of falls off at the end, doesn't it?
So the funny thing is Katie Sackhoff has never seen the series, and she's just now starting to watch it, and she's like
Yeah, I
streaming
saw
it on
that.
YouTube or something.
I haven't watched the video of that yet. I'm going to because I think that's hysterical that she's never seen it.
I saw the first one, and she knows the story, but she's just never actually seen the series.
Yeah, it starts to fall off because honestly, they just ran it too long, and the mistake they made was having Galactica find Earth. They should never find Earth. It should always end with them still searching. Always, you leave it open, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I liked how it ended, but I can see where finding Earth and then going where they did with the rest of the narrative. I can see where someone couldn't like that or wouldn't like that.
yeah, but those first few, not seasons, I guess, but the first part of the story is just so amazing, and it is militarily. And I'm a veteran, and I served in the Navy, and Eddie James almost
Thank you.
you're welcome, plays a convincing commanding officer. I mean, I had a CO that acted just like him, but he walks on the flight deck and he just looks around at all the chaos and disorder, and it gets quiet, and he just all he says is, "Fix this," and he walks out. Like, oh, damn it, man! That's exactly what a commanding officer would say.
Hey, I found that thing I was talking to you about earlier, Doc. If I hit present, will that do sound as well, Wrangler?
Yep, give me a minute. I'm heading back to the keyboard.
I think there's a checkbox that you have to check to make sure it shares the sound.
Yeah, and let me run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
And I am almost back.
Well, how many people do we have watching right now?
13.
Oh, very cool. I didn't see a lot of activity in the chat, so I wasn't sure. But,
A lot of lurkers.
Yep. Is that just on YouTube? I don't know what we got on X and Rumble.
A lot of folks making dinner while listening to our dulcet tones.
Okay, let's see. You were there. We go.
I just need to wait for Doc to get back. But yeah, just those of you out there listening to the Weekly Wing It while you're making dinner, remember, if your chicken breast is only like an inch thick, those slices, 350, 375 in the toaster oven for maybe 15 minutes and you're good. It's going to be juicy. Make sure to coat that thing in olive oil first.
5 minutes.
What a hell of a thing to come back to.
Readout says, I've been here on and off. I'm a vegetable after work today, and I'll only get more numb by work tomorrow. How you doing? Good to see you, Readout.
I was going to tell you guys the tagline for A Damn Dirty Thing was, it's a story set in a time when men were men and women weren't.
Oh, you mean it doesn't have
the message?
Correct.
All right, Doc, you ready?
I am ready.
I think you'll enjoy this.
Okay.
The name's Justice. Jack Justice. In my line of work, a man is different things to different people. To the pencil pushers down at City Hall, I'm a licensed private investigator with a little tin shield to prove it. To the folks who stumble through my door, I'm a gumshoe, Seamus, a private dick. Whatever they like, it's their nickel. I'm here to solve their problems, get them out of a jam, or confirm their worst fears. Some want the brains, some want the brawn. Me? I want the green, so I make both available.
And that's pretty much the voice of the whole series, more or less. But it is full cast audio with Foley.
A little bit of that transatlantic accent going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. Every word of that was 100% noir. I love it. Is that your voice?
No, sadly they had to end Blackjack Justice after I think 60 something episodes. Might have been in the 80s
Wow.
because the guy who did the voice of Jack signed up with SAG, so he couldn't do the
right. Yeah. I have no idea how to fucking say your name. What is it, Lou? Are you Lou?
Yeah, Lou or Lou Vapor, or you can just call me Luke.
Luke. All right, Luke. Yeah. I might want to get you to do one of the voices in the book. You've got good voice.
I would be delighted.
Fantastic. You'll have to give me your contact info. I don't know when we're going to start it. I have two publishers. The publisher for the audiobook and the comic books is one publisher, and the publisher for the novellas is a separate publisher.
For sure.
I got to get with that guy and find out where we're at with the money. And unfortunately, all the money goes to the engineer for the recording and mix. So. Oh
yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, that's why I hired me. I can afford me. That's why I drew the comic book, because I can afford me.
Understood. You want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
I don't know if right, but free.
Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of faith in my drawing talent, so I wrote it out instead.
I can't even afford me. I owe myself a fortune.
Doc, are you on Discord?
No, I am not. I am on X, Doc Blalock 8404.
In fact, let me drop your X Twitter page here.
Okay.
In the live chat.
You know, I think I told you guys I was a counselor, and for a while there, I was the director of operations for a residential treatment facility for recovering addicts, right? And I had a guy, he was an old West Texas cowboy, and he was telling his story. He said, "Yeah, I decided I had to get clean when I figured out I couldn't afford me."
Did that line end up in one of your books?
No, but it will.
I was going to say, if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, I'm stealing that.
Yeah, I never waste a good line. This young man came to Hemingway and asked him, "Can you give me pointers for writing?" He said, "No, but go fishing with me." So this guy goes down and goes fishing with Hemingway, and Hemingway tells him, he goes, "If you want to be a good writer, you got to be a good listener." He said, "Go out in public, coffee shops, cafes, anywhere people gather, shut up and listen to people talk, and you'll learn how to write." And I was blown away by that, because that is some of the best advice I've ever heard for writing.
Does it still apply today? Because you go to a coffee shop or something, you get a bunch of media addicted girls talking to each other and going, "OMG!" So I was like totally out with this guy last night, and I was like,
well, I mean, that would work if you need to write an idiot. Yes.
I have a character like that.
And I overheard one of them say, "If it hadn't been for that horse, I never would have spent that year in college."
Yeah. Well, speaking of people who talk like that,
if it hadn't been for the horse, I'd have never done 5 to 10 at Juilliard.
Speaking of writing people like that,
Jewish space lasers.
I just had to throw that in because I hadn't done it yet tonight.
Yes, she's such a fucktard.
Yeah, but she gave me my favorite moment in all the politics, and that was it right there. I was like, I know it was nonsense when she said it, but it just sounds so awesome. That is a weapon Chuck Norris himself would wield. I mean, I want to mount some Jewish space lasers to my spaceship and ride it into cosmic battle.
Well, that or weaponize that level of stupidity.
I shot you a follow.
All right, thank you. I will follow you back, sir.
All right, sounds good.
Anyway, we are coming up on that time. So, anything else anybody wants to bring up before we go into parting plugs?
Well, first off,
Yeah.
you know the alternate name for the Jewish space laser, right?
No, what is it?
The Goy beam.
Jeez.
Seriously, whispers around X are they used the Goy beam when they took Maduro.
What were you going to say, Frederick?
I have a little something I'd like to show you guys.
Alrighty, what do you got?
I added a little feature to the website this week, which is kind of almost like a game.
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen here.
Let's see. Boom. There you go.
So, Comics Gator, if you don't know it, check it out. It's a collection of all the indie comics in the Comicsgate space and beyond. Everyone who's indie crowdfunding on YouTube and Twitter kind of gets attracted to this, gets listed on here. And I added a fun little feature actually last night, which I call the Cover Clash, which it basically pits you with two covers and you get to vote on which one you like the most, right? So we vote this one, then you got to sign in for it to tabulate your votes. But hold on, let me.
This is cool.
At here, this address here. Let me just put my password here.
Oh, Doc, you haven't seen the site yet?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, here we go. So it'll just cycle you through all the collection of comic book covers, and some books have variants, so you'll even get the same book pitted against each other with variant covers.
Mhm.
And all you got to do is kind of like click which one is your favorite, and it's like a game, but everything gets tabulated. Like with every choice that you make, it gets.
Demi Foot.
Sometimes it's hard. Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
I got to give a shout out to Demi Foot real quick. That's Darren Wagner, not to be confused with D-Wag. That's Darren Wagner and John Dillard. It's funding now on Fund My Comic, and they are both super guys, great creators. Go show them some love.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's really hard, dude.
Oh, that Xend is a really cool cover.
They're both fucking. So there's this versus tie skip. I haven't used it yet. I don't even know if it works. Let's try it. It seems one was favored, but that might just be the animation. And when you're you're done, you can. You got like 40 votes per day. But when you're done, you can go to the leaderboard and you can see which ones are kind of like voted up. We're like Riding Hood 2, which just launched yesterday, by the way, the second chance campaign on Fund My Comic. And you can see all the top 50 are kind of like posted here in order, which is kind of a tabulated collection of people's votes.
Is there a glitch with it? I don't see my book.
Oh yeah, it hasn't been added yet, sir. But you got to sign up and add your book to it.
Well, I mean, I would just expect it. Someone would have submitted it by now. It's a best. No, it's not.
Well, yeah, the site's been up for 3 weeks now, so it's still very, very young.
Very nice. No, this is very cool. I like it.
But your project definitely fits in, and I've got it pulled up here, and we'll be adding it to the roster as well.
Oh, great.
For sure. So check that out. Comicsgator.com. A lot of fun comic books tabulated in here.
I love it.
And the link is in the description, so you go ahead and check that out. At least it is on Rumble and YouTube. I don't know if there's a description available on X, but so yeah, let me pull it up and drop the link in the live chat for Comics Gator.
Tonight on Cover Clash, another shot of Rattel on his board versus Boobs.
Yeah, but there's still a bug with the Comics Clash, the Cover Clash. Everyone who downvote Rattel automatically, like, their account gets deleted for some reason. I don't know why this is happening. I might fix it someday. We'll see.
Bitcoin v Titcoin.
Well, you say that as a joke, or you're knowingly saying that, Luke?
I said that as a joke.
Okay, so here's a bit of information that you won't believe your ears.
Is there a real Titcoin?
No, but the creator of Bitcoin considered calling it Titcoin. And he bought both Bitcoin.org and Titcoin.org in the beginning. And there's a post by the Satoshi Nakamoto on the original boards where he was discussing Bitcoin in the early days. No joke. And one of the Bitcoiners picked up Titcoin because Titcoin was abandoned. And Bitcoin.org obviously is a good resource to get all your knowledge and wealth and information. But Titcoin was kind of picked up by a podcaster on the Bitcoin space. But he considered Titcoin instead of Bitcoin as a marketing angle, but he eventually settled on Bitcoin. Not a
All
joke.
right.
Frederick, this is Comic Skaters. This is you. This is yours.
Yes, this is my baby. I started working on this around Christmas, and I kind of like did a deep dive, like tunnel vision, for a month and a half, and here we are.
My man.
Hey, what happened with that fellow who was doing the comic about the guy in the Old West who who follows his wife into town and there's a bunch of vampires?
Oh, we had him on Comic Skate Commandos on Saturday. His name's Tom Tuttle.
I ordered his book and I have no idea where the campaign is or how far along it is.
He's got the printed books and he's about to do the shipping. He's just about shipping now. We talked to him about it on Saturday. Go check out Comic Skate Commandos. He's our guest on the latest episode.
Which channel was it on this last week?
It's all on Patrick Logos. So Logos Comics, Patrick's channel. He's back from his operation, so everything's going to be on his channel, unless he has to skip town for a week or something.
Yeah, because I know for a few weeks there, while he was out, it was airing on different channels.
Yeah, me and Carbon kind of alternated between our own channels while Patrick was recovering from his operation. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had the best clip to bring him back with too when you played that. He is a creator of comic books.
Yeah, I know. And every time he's probably going to come on. I'm inviting Carbon and Patrick back, as well as JJ Trujillo, tomorrow on Proof of Comics. Oh, that's another plug. Subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, to watch Proof of Comics tomorrow night at 8, where we're going to be having the Comic Skate Commandos as guests. And as well as our regular co-hosts, of course.
All right. Shall I roll your trailer since we seem to be firmly into parting plugs now?
Do it.
Our world is crumbling, and most people are blind to it. A young computer whiz named Raimi decides to stand against the rising tide of oppression, only to find himself under the boot of those behind it all. Incarceration only proves to refine his resolve. Divine intervention takes away all fear from him in order to fix a broken system that enslaves us all. There comes a time when good men must ignore bad laws. Raimi dons a mask and becomes Rattel. Rattel uses intelligence and technology to combat ancient and dark forces for justice and a better tomorrow. Will Rattel take down the technocratic tyrants who've harnessed an ancient evil, or be crushed by the invisible hand?
Very nice.
There you have it.
All right. And oops, I'm on the wrong format there. There we go. All right.
Cover in the works.
And
Use a
there we
people
go. Doc. What? Anything else you want to plug tonight?
Oh, you're muted.
Nope. Just you can find A Damn Dirty Thing anywhere books are sold. Just type A Damned Dirty Thing in your search window, and it'll take you some damn where, and you can get the book. And I would appreciate your support.
All right. Check out Fun My Comic for his graphic version, and anywhere else for the prose. That's amazing. You got both prose and graphic out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a headache.
All right, Luvapor.
Well, I mean, again, I have I have a Substack I haven't touched in forever, so I would encourage everyone to go out and check out A Damn Dirty Thing and support Doc.
Good one. All right, Rondo.
Oh, come on, man. You know I don't got nothing. But yeah, just support everyone else on here. They all seem like great people. Yeah, I got nothing in the works right now. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, always good to have you. Please, I wish you could hop in a little more often.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Aren't you just sweeter than sugar?
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Oh, it was a blast having you on. Raven.
Yeah, I'm going to promote The Record of the Paladins by B.P. McCoppin tonight. If you've not read that series of books, they're pretty good. Check them
That
out.
is one I definitely want to get to. Okay, and was that everybody?
I would encourage everybody to remember that Otter does not love us, and he refused to be here tonight because he was playing a video game, and we could have had a much more productive conversation about TTRPGs had he been here. So everybody give a round of boos for Otter. Boo.
Okay, and while you're giving him booze, check out his book. And he has definitely stepped up his game since book one. So
Two
I can't wait. What's that?
2 heads, 2 boobs, all heart.
Too cool.
All right, and I am currently working on books 3 and 4 for the Bad Kitty series. I just might be finishing up first draft for book 3 this week.
Ooh,
so hopefully,
like to hear that.
Yeah, I got to get book 4 done too because they're supposed to be coming out side by side. However, books 1 and 2 are available now. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World, Magic Fueled Sci-Fi Adventures. A little bit Goonies, a little bit fantasy, and a whole lot of fun. So going on an adventure with them in an ability-gated dungeon, and it's a blast. Literally, they blast things, and it's and you can also check out my Substack over on under Frequency Studios, where let me get that artwork up there. That one where you could join. It's set in the same continuity, but that takes place over in LA, a couple of some LA detectives have to solve a missing persons case. So you can go check that out. And caution, there are a little bit of spoilers for books 1 and 2 because this takes place after book 2. So you can check out the books on Amazon. You could check out New World Detectives: The Legend of Shalar over on my Substack. And I will also be back on tomorrow night with Frederick on his Proof of Comics stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So
Yes,
you
it's
come
the
hang
2-hour stream that lasts 5 hours.
Yeah, I think we broke a record. What was it, last week?
2 weeks ago, I think it was 5. Last week, we got away with 4.5.
Yeah, the conversations have been going over there lately.
I just tried to close the show for 2 hours, but I can't get a word in.
That's when you know you got a good show going. Anyway, Doc, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun having you on. Definitely would like to have you back sometime if you'd like to. Whenever you want, let us know, and you can hop right in. I'll shoot you a link.
Absolutely. I had a great time, and a good conversation is worth its weight in gold.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, so much for watching. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Doc.
And God bless.
Doc, a conversation doesn't weigh anything.
Shh.
I thought words had weight.
That was heavy, man.
Fun, folks. We got them.
Whatever happened to words have weight?
Oh, this is heavy, Doc.
Oh, now I'm looking through all my clips. I don't have any Back to the Future ones. Dang it!
Well, we'll go back in the future and bring you some clips so we can play them right about now. Shit, we didn't
Crap,
succeed.
I
We
guess
must have
time
died.
travel isn't going to be invented before we go.
Well, when it gets invented, we'll come back and then we'll upload the clip and play it now.
Oh, you know what? It did, but we created a branch timeline so we don't see it.
We might have died on the way, like failed.
Oh my God, guys. Good night, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us. And join us here next week at Frequency Studios for the weekly Wing It.
That's right.
The show that makes light of the heavy stuff.
Now
Don't
it's
forget to
time
like
to
and
say
subscribe.
goodbye to shedding all this skin.
Now's about the time for Jewish Space Lasers.
We're almost there.
Peace out, guys.
Jewish space lasers.
Good night.